Right, Shay, we got to move on to, speaking of fired coaches here, LSU, Coach O's final game, beats Texas A&M on the last drive of the game, at least for the Tigers, 27-24. After the game, Coach O said, this is it for me, not coaching the bowl game. But, man, this was a game, right to script. Like Shane said, man, it's like this no trust Seamus over here. But LSU came out, played some inspired football. A&M, not so much. Now, A&M, they asserted their dominance here in the second half. I thought for sure they were going to lock this thing down. Hell, just like Shane in the last game, I was celebrating A&M's win here while LSU was still in their game-winning drive because I said, no way in hell they're going to march down the field. They scored 3 points the entire second half until this touchdown drive engineered by Max Johnson hit Jeray Jenkins for the game winner. But, man, what a game here for Coach O. What an ending. He's going out, Shane. He says he's going to take his smoking hot girlfriend Brandy to Destin, and that's it for him, man. I mean, he's not taking them kids. The kids are not allowed to come on the trip. And here we are, Jimbo Fisher. I'm not piling on Jimbo because, everybody makes the contract jokes and the Kevin Sullivan jokes, but, man, what a disappointing season, Shane. There's no way that you could have told me that Texas A&M was going to beat Alabama this year and finish 8-4. I just never in my life would have seen any path to that happening. Could you?
No. This is how do you not chalk this up as a disappointing season for both these programs? I think there was a lot of folks thinking that, I don't know, maybe this is the year LSU gets back in the mix. They took a year off, young team, talented team. Coach O gets these boys fired up. And then Texas A&M on the other side, a lot of people, myself included, were like, hey, man, these guys could seriously win the West. They beat teams like Alabama. It's just a damn roller coaster all the way through, man. It's got to be frustrating. Because you know that you got the ingredients to make a hell of a recipe. You know what I'm saying? It's just you've not been able to put them together properly. And then when you do, you look great. But when you don't, you got egg on your face. You know what I'm saying? And it felt like this game, this defense, I'll tell you, LSU defense, this is a Texas A&M offense that's had no problems running the ball. But to keep these guys in check, I mean, what do they have, like 50 yards rushing on this thing? That blows my mind. This LSU defense, if there is like a, what do you call it? Like when you bounce back, there's a word they use, like a comeback.
Rebound?
I guess, yeah, like that's this defense. Like if you're giving an award to some sort of offense or defense of the SEC, which one has bounced back the most? I got to give it to LSU's defense just because they're playing, like I said earlier, with their hair's on fire, man. These guys came out energetic. They shut down the Texas A&M offense, and that's what they wanted. They wanted this to come down to Calzada's arm.
Yeah, and people give Coach O hell, Shane, for calling out his coaches and saying it's too complicated and we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And hell, he lit a fire under their ass because here in the second half, they were playing a lot better down the stretch. Never gave up. Again, you lose to Alabama. You could have easily won that game. You lose to Arkansas. Could have easily won that game. How many of these teams with a losing record would have said to hell with the season? But not these LSU Tigers. And all week they said they were going to beat the Aggies. They backed it up on the field. So we got to give them credit. But, I mean, it's kind of like you said. I mean, this is going to be a season filled of regrets of what could have been for both these teams. It's just a disappointing year, but hey,
what about how do you say his name? Is it Damon Clark or Damone Clark? I can never say his name right. Did you hear what he said? He came out after the game. He says, I heard stuff people were saying about me. What they going to say now? That kid was on fire out there, man. He had 10 tackles, 2.5 sacks. It felt like he was on Calzada every other play. It was a hell of a senior game for him, man.
Yeah, he's an All-American, no doubt.
What they going to say now?
just a wild ride here, and I was going to mention, of course, late in the game there was it was a really bad call. I'll give the Aggies that. I mean, they got screwed on the punt return. They stripped the guy. It was called a forward progress, which kept LSU the ball. But hey, same thing I've said, and I say this all the time, Shane. You know, I said it against Arkansas, Mississippi State. There was a bad call in that one, but you still had opportunities to stop them. And Texas A&M with their defense should have stopped LSU. So bad call, yes. Is that the only thing that cost you the game? No. You know, you gotta respond to the adversity. And if I was A&M, I'd be pissed too, and I'd be whining and bitching too. But at the end of the day, you had your opportunities there at the end, and you didn't get it done.
That's the key, Mike. Like Mississippi State, had opportunities, didn't capitalize, and now you lost. So I'm happy for them LSU Tigers because they have gone through a lot this year, losing players, losing their coach, you know, and securing a bowl game. Say what you want, man. That's extra practices with this young squad. Obviously, they're going to have a new coach in there, but I don't know. It's always nice to get to a bowl game and win at home for these seniors. Those seniors have been through a lot, man. I mean, you talk about ups and downs. That program has gone through it, man. Hey, and Jimbo got back on the plane, so that's good. You know, he didn't stay. So.
What's up, guys? How about them Tigers, baby? Y'all not excited?
Coach, what were you thinking watching the final drive? Your
I
guys.
thought something good was going to happen. You know, I just felt that we had enough time. We had done so many 2-minute drills over the course of the year that our guys were prepared. I just felt like something good was going to happen. We kept on making play after play after play, and we kept on fighting.
You've always said you're not going to make it about you, but just this game, it's like a movie. You know, the coach is going out, the last second drive down the field, you win at the end and all that. I mean, how will you remember this?
Yeah. It was for the 19 seniors, you know. I mean, that's what they were. You know, I didn't even think about this is for me or nothing like that. I've had my share, man. I'm happy. This is my last game with the Tigers. Me and the administration have mutually decided that I will not coach the bowl game. Coach Brad Davis is going to be the interim coach. And then I told the guys I wish them luck. You know, I'm not going to sit here and coach when there's another guy coming in to be the head coach next week or the week after. I'm not going to do that. This is my team. And as soon as they get a new head coach, I was going to go. And but the administration, Stephanie's in here, Scott's in here. They've been great to me. We decided on this, and I mutually agree with everything. And I wish our guys the best. So I hope they go to a great bowl. I know that Brad Davis is going to do a good job. Whoever the new coach is, I wish him all the luck in the world. I'm always going to be an LSU Tiger fan.
Coach Ower in the back. I remember after a memorable win 2 years ago, you said you're going to watch SportsCenter and eat a ham sandwich. Could you give us a glimpse into what your final night here as a head coach of LSU is going to be like?
I'm packing to go to Destin. I'll be there tomorrow.
You bring in the boys, or who goes to the Destin with you?
Me and Brandy going. Boys got to stay home this time.
Coach, when you came out, you bumped your chest and you pointed up to the sky. Was that for your dad?
That was my dad, yeah. I always do it. I felt it, man. I want to say this to y'all. Man, hey, 6 years, man, you've been fair to me. I love y'all. Been good, man. Y'all, hey, I look forward to meeting with you guys. Every one of you guys have been fair to me, man. I'm always going to be around. And if you come to Destin, we got a little suntan lotion for you boys. Go Tigers.
Why would you say that the run game was kind of stalled out a little bit early?
Got beat. Just couldn't move them. They were big guys. They were playing 5-man. They were playing bear. They were playing double eagle and 4 eyes, and they were a bunch of. They were trying to stop it, and they were giving us the pass. That's why we had to get there. And they were big bodies, of 330, 40 pounds. So they played it. And I mean, it's like when they played Alabama and some of those teams inside. Then we got some outside game going finally, and got some mix and got some passing and got them out of there, and then mixed it up. But you had to keep good balance in what we did. But they're big, strong guys, and what they play is based to stop the run. It's basically a bare front.
This one hurt more, Coach, just because you got so much more time before you play the next.
And they all hurt. They all hurt. They all hurt when you don't have success. There's no one that hurts anymore. They're all the same.